Are you waiting for the right time to decorate your living room, but that time just never really seems to come? Well, if this is you, I want to walk you through the 5-step process that I take when I'm working with somebody who really wants to get started on decorating a room, but they can't seem to take that first step. The reason I think it's a good idea for you to see the process in action is that it's something you can do for yourself. You don't have to have somebody help you. These steps are all ones that you can do on your own. The first step in the process with any room is going to be space planning. And you don't have to use a fancy tool online. You can do it all on a piece of paper. There are free online floor planning tools, and I did a previous video about what those tools are. But let's just say, for example, you want to use a piece of paper. All you need to do to get started with your space plan is first think about how you want to use the room. Like, do you want to play guitar? Do you want to have a little workspace? These are the kind of things you want to think about. Then you're going to want to get out your tape measure and measure the length and width of your room. And kind of mark on there generally, you don't have to be super exact, where the windows and doors are. So you want to use a 1/4-inch scale, and that it sounds fancy, but really it just means every 1/4 inch is a foot. And that's an easy thing to find on any ruler. And what this helps you to do is, if your room is 20 feet, that means on your piece of paper, you're going to draw 5 inches. And if your room is 16 feet the other way, you're going to make that dimension 4 inches. And what this helps you with is now you've got the right dimensions for your room on paper. And then you're going to go print out a floor planning tool that I've got on my website, or you can buy one on Amazon like this. These things are 1/4 inch scale typically, and it helps you to draw in the pieces of furniture onto your piece of paper so you can see what fits where without physically moving things around. When you're working on your space plan, you're going to want to consider some of the things that you're going to keep in your room and make sure that you draw those things into your space plan. Now, the reason why I like to do it with the PDF that I provided for you is because I like to cut it out so that I don't have to do a lot of drawing. I can just drag the things around into different configurations. Now, this is the floor plan that we came up with for her because she did have 2 couches that were definitely going to stay, and she wanted to be able to watch TV as well as entertain and have good conversation space. Step number 2 is a little bit more fun. You're going to look for inspiration, whether you like to look in magazines, whether you want to look on Pinterest, and you're going to go through and pin or cut out a bunch of pictures of living rooms that you like. And be sure when you're doing this, you don't look at living rooms that have architectural features. That is the main thing you like about them. Rooms where you like the colors or the style of the furniture, but not ones where you love this giant stone fireplace that your living room doesn't have. So try to focus on 5 to 10 photos, not more than that, of living rooms that you like. Once you pin these images or look at these images, look at the descriptors on the pin or in the article. What is a common style that you're seeing? For example, this person I was helping, she sent me her images, and I could tell right away that her style was pretty much mid-century modern. So this helps you when you start planning your room. So look for those style cues. And the second thing is look for your color inspiration. So I've done a lot of previous videos about how to find your color inspiration, but in this case, the color inspiration of her images that she chose was pretty clearly had a lot of pink in it and some neutral colors. So you want to, if you don't have a clear picture of the colors in the images, then you want to use one of the hacks that I suggested, which is find a rug you love, find a piece of art you love, find a piece of fabric you love, and use the color palette in those things to help set your color palette in your room. Now that you know kind of what your style is and what your colors are, this makes shopping so much easier, and it also makes it easier to save money when you're shopping because you don't spend money on things that don't fit with your style. Now I say that, but I know some of you are going to say, but I don't have just one style. And nobody does. Nobody has just one clear-cut style, and that is great. That's what makes your space more unique to you, is that most spaces that we live in are a combination of styles. So you just want to use that style as a guideline, but you will have things in your room, your grandmother's antique desk, that are not mid-century modern, but you still want to keep them, and that's what's going to make your space really look unique. I want you to take an inventory of the things in your room and figure out which things you want to keep. Do you want to keep the sofa? Do you want to keep some chairs that you have? Do you want to keep a coffee table? You want to make a list of the things that you're keeping and make sure that those go with your color palette. So in the case of this person that I was helping, she just had 2 brand new couches and those were going to stay. And that really impacted her color palette because the couches were kind of a stony gray color. So we know we needed to incorporate that into our color palette. So the next step is you're going to want to figure out what pieces you lack and start shopping for those. And the final step is you're going to want to pull everything together on a mood board. So if you have existing pieces, take a quick picture of them, put them onto a mood board, take screenshots of all the things that you're thinking about buying and put those onto a mood board. I did a previous video where I talked about how to do a mood board in Canva. It's something that even beginners can do. Once you have everything the way you like it on a mood board, and this is what hers look like, you can start to go shopping. And now you've got a really clear picture in your mind. And as a result, your living room is going to have a clear, intentional look to it. It's not going to look like everything wound up there just because you randomly selected it. It's going to look like all the things go together well, and you save money in the process.